Let's move into IntelliJ and let's write some code.
Actually, we're going to refactor some code because in our previous videos, we had some code that wasn't exactly the best. So let's go ahead and look at our student REST controller and we'll kind of pinpoint the issue. And you may have even noticed it during the previous videos. So down here in this getStudents method, we actually create the list for every request and we populate it for every request. And that's not the best. That's not good. So let's go ahead and clean this up and refactor this code. So basically what I'd like to do is define a field and then load that field with data such that we only do that work once. Let's start here by defining our field. So we'll create a field list student and we'll call it the students. And now I'd like to actually load that student list with some data. And what I can do is actually make use of the @postConstruct annotation to load the student data. And remember, @postConstruct is called only once when this given bean is constructed. So this will be a good fit here for our given use case. So I'll define a method here. I use the @postConstruct annotation. I do a public void load data. We can give any method name that we want, but I'll just call it load data. Nice descriptive name here. So we'll create our list and then populate it with students. And what I'd like to do is actually use some code that I've already created. So let's move down to this getStudents method. And let's actually cut this code. So not copy, but let's cut this code. And then I'll actually move up to that load data method and I'll actually paste it here. All right, so I need to make one little change here. I need to actually delete this since we already have it declared above as a field. So let's go ahead and remove list student here. And then basically that's a field up top. And then here we simply initialize it as an empty list. And then we simply go through and add the actual students to that list. This approach is much better because we only load the student data once. So our getStudents method is very simple now. All we have to do is just return a list because the data has already been loaded thanks to the @postConstruct annotation. I want to just run this again just to make sure it still works, just to make sure I didn't break anything. And so here we'll get all three users or all three students, Purnima, Mario, and Mary. So this looks good. And then I also want to test it in Postman, again, just to make sure it works fine over there. So I'm in Postman right now. I keep the same URL, hit the blue send button, and boom, there we go. All three students, Purnima, Mario, and Mary. So this is great. So we simply refactored the code, made use of @postConstruct, just to be a bit more efficient in our use of loading data and creating the students. All right, good job so far, and I'll see ya in the next video.